How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2A News Now. And here at 2A News Now, you get your Second Amendment news straightforward and to the point with no BS added in. Before I start the video, I want to welcome the over 600 new subscribers to the channel just from yesterday alone. I posted a video yesterday about a woman losing her mind on X over a goat gun display in a retail store. And if you don't know what goat guns are, they're 1/3 replica, non-firing die-cast models of firearms. And as of making this video today, the video's got close to 150,000 views. And if you haven't watched that video yet, at the end of this video I'll post a thumbnail and you can click on it, it'll take you straight to the video. And once again, welcome aboard to all the new subscribers. And one other thing, with all the subscribers from yesterday, that put the channel over 60,000 subscribers for the channel. Alright, let's get on with today's video. Everybody knows that Texas is a very gun-friendly state, but recently a Texas sheriff said in an interview that gun ownership is not a right, it's a privilege. Fort Bend County, Texas Sheriff Eric Fagan is up for a re-election next year, and he just gave any challengers that might emerge a big issue for their own campaign to replace him. The sheriff, when recently talking to a reporter from Houston, declared his support for more restrictions on gun ownership, which he claims is a privilege that should be earned rather than a right that should be protected. The sheriff said he thinks there should be more training and also check for mental health illness before a person can purchase a gun or getting a driver's license. He said doctors check to see if you have epilepsy and things like that. And if you do, they deny you from getting your driver's license because you can harm someone else. Why can't we do the same with a gun? I guess the sheriff forgot what the Second Amendment says. Shall not be infringed. Well, for starters, driving isn't a right, but we also do have disqualifiers for those who are adjudicated mentally ill or involuntarily committed to a mental health institution. If Sheriff Fagan doesn't think that goes far enough, what the hell is he actually proposing? Would he prefer that treatment of depression render someone ineligible to exercise their Second Amendment rights? What about anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder? Maybe everyone who's actively seeing a therapist or a counselor lose their their privilege of owning a gun. And the sheriff goes on even further, digging a hole for himself. It should be a privilege. You should earn that privilege. The age limit, I think 21 or 22, because of brain development. Some persons' brains are not developed at 18. But I will stand up and say no, because a parent can train that child at a young age. I have no problem with that. But if they go and show the child is proficient, I'm fine with it. But let's just have common sense. That's all I'm asking for, common sense. It doesn't sound like the sheriff has any common sense whatsoever. That's what he says he's asking for. But the sheriff's assertions don't make any sense at all. Not only does the Second Amendment protect the individual right to keep and bear arms, the Texas Constitution does as well. Article 1, Section 23 explicitly states that every citizen should have the right to keep and bear arms in the lawful defense of himself or the state, while granting the legislature the power to regulate but not prohibit the wearing of arms, with a view to prevent crime. Fagan was elected to the position of sheriff back in 2020 with about 52% of the vote, but that was before he publicly declared his belief that the good folks of Fort Bend County don't actually have the right to keep and bear arms at all. I'm sure his anti-Second Amendment viewpoint won't be the only issue in the sheriff's race next year, but it will be an issue, and rightfully so. It would be great to see both Republican and Democratic challengers take on the sheriff's assertion that gun ownership is a privilege, not a right. His statement should draw rebukes from both sides of the political spectrum, and no matter how hard he might try to massage his message going forward, he's already made his position clear. As far as he's concerned, your right to possess a gun in the home and carry one in public for self-defense doesn't exist. We don't know how many lawful gun owners in Fort Bend County he would disarm if given the chance, but based on his comments, it doesn't sound like the number is 0. That alone should be enough for voters of Fort Bend County to replace him with a sheriff who will not only acknowledge the right to keep and bear arms, but work to protect it as well. So the sheriff says gun ownership is a privilege and it should be earned. But nowhere did the sheriff say anything about the violent criminals with firearms. It's ridiculous that a sheriff is saying that law-abiding citizens have to earn the privilege to protect themselves against violent attackers. As always, I would really like to hear your thoughts about today's video in the comment section down below. And once again, welcome to all the new subscribers to the channel. And thank you very much for pushing the channel over the 60,000 subscriber mark. And if you guys would really like to help the channel out and help it grow even more, please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. I really would appreciate it. And I invite everybody to come back and watch my next video.